What's going on, everyone? Scott here. Welcome back to the channel. So, Michigan State women's basketball tips off this week, coming off of their best season in recent years, going 22-9 last year and 12-6 in the Big Ten, finishing 4th in the conference. Now, they kick off the season on Tuesday the 5th against Oakland in the Breslin Center at 6:30. But we're going to preview this season, preview the roster coming into the year, and where we expect this team to be at the end of the year come March. Before we jump in, if you could just hit that like and subscribe button down there for more Michigan State content throughout the season. Michigan State basketball, both men's and women's, Michigan State football, a lot of other stuff on the channel, so make sure you're subscribed down below. So let's just jump in. After losing back-to-back games to Indiana and Ohio State in early February last year, which were the 1 and 3 seed at the end of the year, in the Big Ten, they went on a 5-game win streak to close the season, earning the double bye in the Big Ten tournament. However, they did lose to Nebraska in the Big Ten tournament, 61-73, and they drew a 9 seed in the NCAA tournament, losing to number 8 seeded North Carolina, 56-59. This year, they return junior guards Theron Halleck and Abby Kimball. Both were key contributors last year. Theron Halleck winning the Big Ten 6th Player of the Year award, averaging 11 points, and was 3rd on the team in total assists. Her speed can change the game when she comes into the game, and obviously now this year, coming into a starting role, we'll see that even more. Abby will see an increased role this year as well, last year averaging 8 points while making the second most threes on the team. Also returning is grad student Julia Ayrault, making first team all Big Ten last year, averaging 15 points and 7 rebounds a game, while leading the team in blocks as well. Most of the season, she was really kind of playing out of position. She is really kind of more of a 3-4, most of the time at the 4, but she was forced to play the 5 position most of the year last year due to a plethora of injuries in that front court. But she stepped up big time at the 5 and proved she can really play any position on the court. She'll be able to slide back to the 4 with transfer Grace Van Slooten coming in, but more on Grace later, but looking for another big year from Julia. Jocelyn Tate is back with her tenacious defense, leading the team in steals last year. She will be one of the best defenders in the conference and a key piece for this team this year. In terms of the playing group from last year, that is all that's returning. Mary Mang is back. She played in 9 games last year, 6'5" redshirt freshman center. Iseline Alexander was battling an injury and missed most of the year last year, only playing in 3 games. Adding some more depth at the center position, the redshirt junior forward. Also, Kennedy Blair is back. She redshirted last year, so she'll be a redshirt freshman this year, and I expect her to be in the playing group as well this year. Newcomers from the transfer portal, you got Jaden Simmons, grad student from Arizona State. 2 years ago, she averaged 12 points a game. Last year, 10 points a game, so she should bring a nice scoring threat off the bench this year for Coach Robin Freilich. Junior Emma Shoemate coming over from Ohio State, 42% three-point shooter last year, will supplement some of the three-point shooting lost from Mo Joyner, graduating last year, and she was actually starting in the exhibition game, so expect her to slide into that starting spot this season at the 2-guard spot. Nyla Hampton coming in from Bowling Green previously and Ball State last year. Coach Freilich actually coached Nyla when she was still at Bowling Green before coming to Michigan State, but last year at Ball State averaged 5 assists a game. Being that backup point guard, more than likely, being able to come in, spread the ball around, and, kind of organize things for the offense when Theron is off the court. I could also see them playing a little bit together. Having, 2 ball handlers on the floor, I think could work out for this team as well this year. Lastly, and maybe the most impactful transfer that we will see is Grace Van Slooten. Junior coming over from Oregon, averaged 15 points and 7 rebounds last year, and I think this addition is so impactful because, as I talked about it, talking about Julia Ayrault, it allows her to slide back to the 4 spot and gives you more size inside. She can score the ball really well inside, rebound the ball, so going to be a huge addition to Michigan State's front court this year. The freshman class includes Sinai Douglas, Helen Holly, Anais Sotelo, and Julian Woodard. Starting lineup from the exhibition game against Wayne State, kind of already mentioned some of it here, but was Theron Halleck, Emma Shoemate, Jocelyn Tate, Julia Ayrault, and Grace Van Slooten. I imagine it'll be the same starting lineup as we kick off the season this week. Second unit, I imagine, will shake out something like Nyla Hampton, Abby Kimball, Jaden Simmons, Kennedy Blair, and then a mix of the bigs, Mary Mang and Ines Sotelo, and then once Iseline Alexander comes back, she'll be in that mix as well in the front court. Now in the Big Ten media polls, they have Michigan State outside of the top 5 in terms of preseason rankings for the Big Ten. They don't have any Spartan on the preseason All Big Ten team either, which I think is a little interesting, in my opinion, a little disrespectful after what this team did last year, and specifically what Julia Ayrault did last year, being a first-team Big Ten member. Her not being one of the 10 names mentioned, it wasn't even just 5 not mentioned as a first team. They had 10 players from this league that were mentioned, and Julia Ayrault was not one of them. That's insane to me. I think it's also kind of insane that Grace Van Slooten wasn't mentioned either. But yeah, feels a little disrespectful. So I guess we'll see what happens coming into this year. Listen, I get it. USC, UCLA, Washington, and Oregon coming in with incredible players. Juju Watkins, Kiki Rice Jr., etc. I get that, but there's room for, at minimum, Julia on that list. This team received 16 votes for the preseason AP Top 25 poll. Looking at the schedule, a solid schedule. You don't have to leave the state until Thanksgiving week, and will be tested out at the Acrisure Classic. They do play one road game here in November. November 17th, they play at Western Michigan. Obviously, that's not leaving the state, just heading over to Kalamazoo. Over in the Acrisure Classic, they start out with playing Cal, and then they'll have another game on that Wednesday. Like I said, that Thanksgiving week trip is the only time that they will leave the state until December 20th and 21st. Well, where they will go and play first game against preseason ranked number 24 Alabama in the West Palm Beach Classic. Toughest stretch of the season, I think, for this team is their West Coast trip in the middle of February. You go to UCLA and USC, then you return to the Breslin Center to face Indiana, and then you go to Ohio State before closing it out with Minnesota at home for Senior Day. Tough stretch for sure to close out the season there. We'll see if they can close the season how they did last year on that nice 5-game winning streak. Listen, I think this team can compete for a top 25 spot, and be in that mix all year long. If they knock down shots like they did last year, they were 3rd in the conference in 3-point percentage and were ranked 2nd in scoring in the conference. Plus, they now have that added depth in the front court to help on both sides of the ball. If things go well for this team, I see them as a 4 to 7 seed in the Big Ten, winning double-digit conference games again, which in a tougher Big Ten should equate to a higher seed in the NCAA tournament. Ideally, probably like a 5 to 8 seed this year. It's going to be another fun season under Coach Robin Freilich, her 2nd season here at the helm. But listen, get out and watch this team at the Breslin. They are a fun team to watch. They were incredibly fun last year, and I think they will be just as fun, if not even more fun, this year to watch. And I think they'll have another pretty good year. So make sure to get out and watch them. Make sure you have your Big Ten Plus subscription fired up, because they have quite a few games to kick off the year on Big Ten Plus and throughout the year as well. So make sure you have that subscription fired up. Get out, watch, support this team, get to the Breslin if you can. But that'll do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.